like my favorite per element. Now, you'll be surprised by some of them, because some characters sure are my favorite, but not from that element. So yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off with the air element, my all-time favorite, Stormblade. She's just such a cool character. She's very agile as well, which gives her points. And characters that were close to being up there were Airstrike and Wildstorm. I want to put Bad Juju up there too, but these two were just super cool to me. These are the three best Air Skylanders to ever franchise, in my opinion. Like sure, Sonic Boom, Lightning Rod, all of these guys, they're super cool, but like these are, in my opinion, some of the three best, and maybe the strongest. Who knows? I know not based off of health and whatnot, because obviously it would go to like Swarm and the Trap Masters, but on to the Earth element. This one's a little bit tougher, but I think it's easy to say Wallop is my favorite from this element. And then a close follow-up would be Golden Queen's Terrafin. Again, these are honestly... Well, I love Golden Queen because Trap Team, she was kind of meh. And when they brought her back in Imaginators, I was like, you know, that's pretty cool. And you're going to notice a lot of Imaginators are going to be on this list because they were, in my opinion, some of the best characters designs. Moving on to the fire element, Spitfire. And there really aren't any close contenders besides Sunburn and Flameslinger, but not list worthy. But Spitfire, I don't know. It's just he's agile. Him and Stormblade are two, like they're kind of the same, but one has like long range, one's close up. But apart from that, they're pretty much the same characters. From the life element, this one's a little bit tougher, but I'm gonna have to say Boom Bloom followed by Ambush and High Five. Again, like three of the best that came out of the element. I actually have Boom Bloom right here. One of my favorites. I have one of the ones that has the life symbol instead of her sensei class. Like the character like pose, it's just super cool. The one problem is how flimsy this thing is. Um, it's just such a super fun character. Now I don't have Ambush, but I have Taekwon Crow. He's also cool. Ambush. I remember getting him and just loving his playstyle with the bamboo, his sword, and then I forget what his other ability was. I think you could charge the sword down or something. I don't remember. And then High Five. He's just always been one of my favorites. Him and Zulu are two of my favorite core characters. Moving on to the magic element. This one's a little bit easier to narrow down. Enigma and Buckshot. Enigma, he's like, I just love the mystery behind him. He was the last Trap Master to come out. One of the hardest, I do believe, too, because I think I struggled to find him. Or maybe I didn't, I don't remember. And then Buckshot, and I remember I just loved that, like, the bow and arrow. It was like the magic flame slinger, and I was like, it's pretty cool. Moving on to the tech element. This one's a little bit closer, but I'm going to have to say Chain Reaction, and then followed by Robo and High Volt. Oops, didn't mean to go that far up. Chain Reaction, he was an interesting character when I first heard about him. But once I actually got to play with him, which of course I got him for Christmas, super fun. Super fun. He had like that, I think it was his Sky Chi ability, which in Imaginators was like this ultimate ability. He had like this big flying chainsaw ship that he would fly around on, and it was just super dope. Then Robo, he was the last character. I found September, I think, in 2017. It was sometime in 2017. And it was during the summer. Like, I found him when I started to play Fortnite. So I remember getting halfway through the level, being bored and playing Fortnite. It was a good character to send off in my... There's obviously... There could have been better ones, but ending the series for now with an expansion character level, I think that was a good one. And it ended off with one of the most, I don't want to say popular, but iconic, one of the most iconic NPCs apart from like Flynn, Buzz, Callie, and all of them, was blobbers. What were they? The like the rat and mole people, whatever they were. I don't know. And then High Volt. He's cool to me. I have the exclusive or like the chase variant one where he's like not colored but also has like the green. Moving on to the undead element. Now it might be obvious. Oh, Fright Rider. Yeah, Fright Rider. But a really close second is Fiesta because I love him. Fright Rider should be obvious. I love the character so much that I named a YouTube channel after him with a little bit of a twist. And Fiesta's up there because I remember having nothing but good memories. Moving on to the water element. Graveclobber. And then Kingpin. Uh Graveclobber, I was really surprised to see him out of all of the trapped villains, because if I go, so he was one of the few characters that got swapped from an element. He was originally Earth and Trap Team. They moved him to water, and it kind of makes sense because there wasn't any good water villains that you could use. Chill Bill, maybe. Gulper, sure, but he wasn't that fun at all. So yeah, Graveclobber makes sense now. Then Kingpin, he's a really cool character to be in a starter pack. So now we're on to the last two elements, Dark and Light. Oof, this is tough. I love Blackout, I love Nightfall, and I love Hoodsicle. Well, I'm going to put Hoodsicle up there and then close second for Nightfall. Nightfall has an interesting background for those who don't know. Pretty much for the first month or two of Superchargers being out, no Nightfall characters were working, and I don't remember what the reasoning was. I think it was a chip error or factory error. They didn't offer refunds for the character either, which I kind of found surprising, but yeah, I have two Nightfalls. I have that one, and then I have one in the back area over there. The one that didn't work. So, yeah. And she was just a cool. I'll be honest, because after the light and dark elements came out, I knew that they would continue to bring out characters, but I hated that they always had fewer characters than every other element. Like, it made sense for a Trap Team when they first got revealed in like their first series or their first time being entered in the series, but like when you look at it, so 4 of the 8 elements, no, 5 of the 8, maybe, I think. Anyway, some like I'm just looking at the Trap Team poster up there. The Tech and Earth element, they only had 6 characters, while the Magic element had 2, 4, 7. So, like, no matter what way you shake it, they didn't make it at least half, because if they had 4 characters, then that would have been sick. I think that would have been better. But then with Superchargers, they just were done dirty. Like, there was only 1 new character for the element compared to like Fire and Life. They had 3 because of Bowser and Donkey Kong, and then every other element had 2. So I'm kind of disappointed that they couldn't have been more creative, or whatever you want to consider it being. But yeah, Light element. This is a lot easier. Nightlight. He's my second, third most favorite character. And you can't... Blastertron and Aurora, they're really good too, but I like this list. So, yeah. This is my honest opinion on, like, my favorite character from each element and their follow-ups. Now, you might notice that there's literally only one Spyro's character, like OG. I didn't let nostalgia get in the way.